Hey guys, it's Jet Lifestyle here, back with another video. This post here by Jack Farley. And basically, banks are completely overwhelmed as CRE investors use threat of strategic default, i.e. turning keys back to aggressively renegotiate their loans. Banks must contend with forbearance, restructuring and extreme reduction in loan yields. 350 basis points declines in loan yields are not unheard of. I'll play you the videos. I'm not going to play you the whole lot though. It's quite long.
You think this could be worse than the commercial real estate in 2008?
I do. 7-8 trillion we have in commercial office right now that people are being honest and you mark to market, which no one is. It's not pretty. Office structurally is broken until demand gets figured out. I think you're going to have some of your largest REITs, I think, are under all kinds of pressure right now. You got Blackstone, those guys throw the keys back. We've thrown the keys back. We try to work it out. We got lenders. We're battling lenders right now, restructuring across the board. Our investors are worn out, Jack. It's like you took the whole population of the Titanic when they hit the iceberg. There's some guys who knew within 15 minutes, who know the ship and the structure goes, yeah, we're doomed. This ain't good. And the other people are moving, they're playing music. So real estate has that dynamic.
Anyway, you guys can go and watch the whole video if you want, and it's Jack Farley. Let me go find his Twitter handle. Yeah, Jack Farley 96. Jack Farley 96. Go and have a look for yourself. Yeah. Right. Moving on. There we're going to be focused on Ripple and its connections. Listen up, it says here from Crypto Cyprus de Monaco, all assets started off small 20 to 30 years ago and grew over time. He's talking about like the Googles, the Amazons and the PayPals and all those things. But I think this asset class is going to be much quicker than that, quite simply because of lack of regulations. When we have regulations, I'm telling you straight up, you're going to see changes massively, because I believe that the rails already been built. It's just for them to say yes, you can do it. I don't think it's going to take 20 to 30 years. I think it's going to take it's going to be a lot quicker than that, given what's going on globally, geographically as well, in terms of what's going on with Ukraine and Russia. And the fact that they actually tested Stellar anyway, they tested Stellar on their platform. Well, they tested Stellar platform to get money across to them. So the testing phase has already been done, I'm afraid. I just think they're going to flip the switch. Anyway, let me go play you this video. Get back to the start of it.
Where you described it, technology and asset classes. I mean, from the point of view of if the new asset class is crypto, it's still a relatively small asset class. You're talking about $1 trillion market cap, which I observe basically what's in native crypto assets right now. Whereas capital markets and let's say fiat currency is somewhere in the order of 700 to 800 trillion. So is the opportunity here about new assets, or is it really about the technology addressing costs and efficiencies and potentially safety, given you're eliminating intermediaries potentially as well?
Seamus, you're right that cryptocurrencies is relatively small if you compare it with other established asset classes. But other asset classes started with a very small size as well 20, 30 years ago.
Indeed.
So I think you have to take it serious. And even some asset managers say it's not a known asset class at the moment. And I would confirm that. I agree with that. It's maybe not... It's not on the same level than equities or fixed income products, but it is completely different. You need your own models, you need an own infrastructure and things like that. And I think the features that differentiate cryptocurrencies from existing traditional asset classes, that is significant, and that is one of the reasons why we said at Union Investment, well, it has not the size of an asset class, and it has not the volume and the trading volume of an asset class, but it's so completely different that we just define it as a new asset class, because we have to implement a new investment process. And I think that is a leading factor for us: new investment process, new asset class. And I think it will evolve, the volume will increase. And maybe in 5, 8, 10 years, there will be no discussion about that if this is a separate asset class or something like that.
See, he said, the 30-year thing, no, I agree with him, maybe 5 to 10 years. I think it can be a lot sooner if there is a black swan moment. You know, anything could happen as well these days. Here's a post by Mr. Man XRP, Chris Larson, explaining how to internet with SEPA payment system. So let me go play that, get it going. Come on.
Yeah, we just announced that we signed up CBW out of Kansas and Cross River Bank out of New Jersey. And obviously with banks, banks are rightly careful about any new technology for regulatory purposes and for stability purposes. So, these conversations do take a while, 6 months to a year, we think, to really sort of introduce the concept and then how can it be applied and then starting talking about pilots. But we're really pleased. These are the first U.S. banks now on the Ripple protocol. So we think we are starting to get our message out there that these new technologies, distributed ledgers, really can be seen as alternatives, really viable alternatives to correspondent banking. And that's very powerful for particularly smaller banks that otherwise have to rely on correspondent banks.
Okay. So am I right in thinking the strategy is then to get kind of a nationwide deployment of Ripple? And if so, how is that going to work? What's the strategy?
Yeah, so the strategy really is now first try to get a bank in each of the key regions of the world. Because if you can connect one bank on ACH in the US to one bank on SEPA in Europe, you have effectively connected all of the banks on those two networks. So you really get a multiplier effect. Now we have this Fidor out of Germany on SEPA, and we have now these two US banks on ACH. Now we got to work on China, we got to work in South America, India, and really continue to spread it and get to some of the banks.
Look, this stuff is happening. And like he said, it's a few small banks that need, you just need to connect major, I suppose you could look at SEPA. SEPA is the UK thing. I'm not sure how that what it means, but I know it is. I've seen it on my statement SEPA, and I've also seen ACH, but that's an American thing. So was it automatic clearinghouses or whatever they call it? Anyway, these things need to happen for stuff to work, and I'm not sure if the whole video played, but it ended abruptly, so I will play a little bit more again, I think. Let me just go check that.
We have now these two US banks on ACH. Now we got to work on China, we got to work in South America, India, and really continue to spread it and get to some of the bank networks. So definitely getting banks as gateways to bring currencies onto the platform is very important. And then along with that, bringing market makers to make markets between those currencies, cross currencies. We've already been pretty successful there. We have about 7 institutional market makers already. Now it's really kind of filling it up with banks.
We're going to hear from Corey Johnson, who has joined Ripple, and he's going to explain how Ripple encourages banks to use XRP. Listen, there you go.
I think that one of the clever things that Ripple did long before I arrived was create some software that, instead of trying to sort of espouse the virtues of anarchy, said we're creating software for banks that sits behind the bank's firewall. Banks continue to do all the KYC, know your customer rules. They continue to have to maintain anti-money laundering regulations in all the same ways they do now. It's just the software sits underneath their system and moves things faster. And I think that starts to get banks comfortable with what we do. That's our XCurrent product. It's simply a messaging product, doesn't use XRP or crypto at all. And I think that the banks can then start to get comfortable with, oh, wow, well, how can we take this to the next level? And then maybe they start to use our XRapid product, and that will engage them in the world of XRP. But it really is about getting them comfortable with it. It's early days. I mean, I think people are nervous. I think our customers, some of our customers, certainly some employees at the banks and financial institutions we deal with, are surely nervous about this. That's good for us, because we can sit down with them and say, we're the grown-ups in the room, chill out, check out this software. This is going to lower your cost of doing business. It's going to improve your customer's experience. And it doesn't have to involve crypto at all in its sort of more XCurrent or most basic product. And only at that point can they start to engage it with XRapid and start to think about using XRP. Exactly.
If you like this kind of content, guys, please like and subscribe. Now you're going to hear from Brad Gardenhouse. I think it's a promo video from the Swell event, and then I'm going to cap this off with funny, interesting video. Make of it what you think, but it's alluding to what the World Economic Forum has in mind for us. Anyway, do chat lifestyle out. Take care, guys. Hope you have a great day.
The opportunity is real. These are technologies that will change the world and how the world operates, particularly around finance.
It's really about the next era of the internet. It means the ability to tokenize and represent anything of value, move them around the world, what we call an internet of value.
The whole premise is to embrace technology and innovation, but be compliant.
Dubai is the hub of hubs, providing all the elements of the ecosystem that support those startups to grow and thrive.
The energy here is really remarkable. It's because the regulators have created an environment that's very conducive to new projects, entrepreneurial spirit.
Blockchain is the future. Tokenization is the future. What we're seeing is a more mature world out there for digital assets.
With custody, can you then get into value-added services? Can you then go into payments, tokenization, and other streams? Custody, therefore, creates a service that your clients will appreciate.
We have correspondent banks as stakeholders, we have regulators as stakeholders, and I think the on-ramp, off-ramp piece is a huge part of that.
Blockchain plays a very important role in solving some of the issues that we're seeing, whether that's around climate and water technologies or around financial inclusion.
With thousands of these conversations that are happening here over these 2 days, they will get converted into intention and intention into action. That's what Ripple is here for, to enable that ecosystem to succeed.
We're at a crossroads for crypto and blockchain to be integrated into all of the system. We got to step back and realize these are technologies that will change and improve people's lives.
Go.